Good morning. It is day 167 and we are starting early today. It is 5:57 and we have to get to our pickup point for our food by 3 o'clock. So we are leaving about an hour early and I don't even think the sun's awake yet. It's light out, so it's somewhere, but it's not in our viewpoint yet. Slept pretty good last night and got most of my stuff packed up in the dark. I have one Snickers as a snack today, and then the only thing left in my food bag is my lunch. And after that, it's just empty with garbage. So our food drop is coming at the right time. My ribs didn't bother me at all yesterday, but when I was sleeping and trying to roll over, they were pretty painful, but they're getting better, so that's good. We have one more climb. We have it today and about 2 miles, and then we are done with summits until we hit Katahdin. So I'm happy about that. I'm climbed out, I think, for a little bit anyways. Give my legs a little bit of break before we hit Mama K. All right, hitting the trail. This is what it looks like this morning. We have a lot of river crossings or creek crossings today, so hoping that we keep our feet dry. Yesterday, I think I had to take my shoes off once, walk across to my sandals, but other than that, we were able to rock hop. So I hope we have the same situation, but we have like 7 water crossings today. We had quite a few yesterday too, but not 7. Just wanted to show you a little bit more of the trail this morning. I don't think I videotaped very much yesterday, but I think that was because I was doing so much climbing and it was really steep in parts. And we were on a time crunch, so that always makes me feel guilty for stopping and doing video. But this forest is beautiful. I love the moss. I think I've done a lot of showing of that on my videos throughout this trip. It's hard to believe we only have like 3 more days on the trail before we get to A-Ball Bridge. This kind of blows my mind. It's a nice, cool morning, and I love hiking in that. Yesterday I was sweating a lot. I think there was there was over 4,000 feet of elevation and over 4,000 feet of descent. Look at that. All that moss everywhere. I don't know, a lot of trees down here too. We are starting our last ascent of a mountain until Katahdin. Let's do this. There's a little rock scramble we have to go through. There's a pond we came up on right before we finish our climb on this mountain. So beautiful. Look at the reflection. Pretty cool. We just hit the summit of Little Boardman Mountain. There's another beautiful pond that we're passing. I love the reflection. Even the rocks. There's a kind of a rock crossing we have to do with the pond water coming out here. But these are my least favorite. Here is the trail now that we're down off the mountain. I'm headed to a lean-to, and I'm gonna meet Season 1 in Phoenix there. They stopped to get water, and I still have another full bottle in the side pack. We have right around 4 miles to get to Joe Mary Road. We're gonna meet Poet or one of his employees for our food drop. And it is 10:20. Our food drop is supposed to be at 3 o'clock, but they said they get there early sometimes. So hopefully they'll be there a little earlier, because we're going to be there a little earlier. But we had no idea what the terrain was going to be like. We still don't know what the water crossings between here and there are going to be like, but I'm enjoying this trail right now. My feet are hurting. I have blisters on the balls of my feet right underneath my big toe, and they're pretty tender. And then I have, I don't know if a plantar wart or something on the left side of my left foot. So every step is a little uncomfortable, but I don't know that it's slowing me down at all. It's just uncomfortable, and nothing I can't grin and bear doesn't take away the joy that I have for being on the trail, that's for sure. But I enjoy when we do the water crossings where I have to take my shoes off and walk through in my sandals, because that cold water feels so good. And I bought some recovery sandals that my brother Tin Man / Ron is going to be bringing me after I summit. So I'll be out of trail runners and into sandals, and my feet will be happy. Head to the Cooper Brook Falls lean-to. And just take this. Oh, there it is down there. We decided to stop at the lean-to. There's this beautiful falls out here, and we're going to eat lunch before we head over to Joe Mary Road and pick up our food for the next couple days. I have been just thinking about this journey ending and us making plans to get to A-Ball Bridge and the Birches and summiting and all that. And when we talk about it, or when like I hear other people say congratulations, or somebody in my life tell me how proud they are of me, I get emotional. But I'm not sad that it's ending. I'm not happy that it's ending. I don't really know the emotion or the definition of the emotion that I'm feeling, but I think that it's just that I'm completing something that was bigger than I could wrap my head around when I started. And I had no idea when I said I'm going to hike the Appalachian Trail, all the stuff that it entitled and encompassed. But I'm so glad that I have experienced all of it, and all the people that I've met. And some days have been really hard, but in the same breath, they've been really good too, because in those hard moments, I had victories and overcame things. But also there have been so many other precious moments besides in the struggles, in the hostels, around the shelters, at the campsites. And it's going to be such a drastic change when we summit and say goodbye. I'm curious as to how my body is going to respond and how I'm going to respond. Part of me feels like a Humpty Dumpty and I've got to get put back together again. I've got to go to the podiatrist and I have to go to the chiropractor and I have to go to the dermatologist. Not because of the hike, but it's that time. And so, I start thinking about those things, but then I start thinking about what's my next quest. I know it won't be another long backpacking journey like this one, but I know I'm interested in the Camino de Santiago. I'm interested in the West Highland Trail in Scotland and maybe the Dingle Way, I think it's called, in Ireland. But then there's other like day camping or car camping, spending time with my family, having more social gatherings at my house, and things like that. Like, I just don't know what's going to come next. I know I want to stay healthy and eat clean, which is a big drastic change from what I'm doing right now. And, I'd love to go to Germany and visit Phoenix and just enjoy the time that I have in this world with other people. So, just sharing some of my random thoughts. And I've already told season 1 that when I go to Boston, she needs to be my tour guide because she loves Boston and she knows all the good spots. I'm trying to walk and talk and sometimes the bounces get me. And I'd like to go back and visit some of my trail angels that took such good care of us on this journey and revisit some of the places that explore some of those. I'd love to go back to West Virginia and spend a little time in Harper's Ferry. So I have been exposed to a lot of different places and I am excited about that. Just got to Joe Mary Road and we got trail magic. We're getting some hot dogs. All right, we just came on some trail magic and we discovered Zipper here. He is part of the Warrior Expedition. And so I've interviewed several different people throughout this journey. And so Zipper, tell us a little bit about how you feel about your experience out here.
It's been wonderful, terrible, happy times, sad times. I've run the gambit of emotions and mental challenges to get to this point with only, what are we at? Like 60 miles left?
Yeah,
60
like
miles
that.
to go for this whole trail. So, the closer you get and you get over the challenging whites, basically New Hampshire and Maine was my hardest part. But overall, I've loved the experience. Definitely wanted to quit a lot of times along the way. But, then the next day would be fine. Like they say, don't quit today.
Yeah.
So that worked out for me because it was always better the next day.
And you're with Warrior Expeditions.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about how your experience has been with that?
It's actually, been phenomenal. I didn't find out about Warrior Expeditions until last September. And I applied, I was accepted, and they've just been great from start to almost finish. So they provide us all the clothes, gear, $300 a month stipend, resupply us with shoes along the way. I'm in my 5th pair of shoes right now. But the biggest thing is community supporters they have all along the trail. So people who volunteer their homes and cars, they'll pick you up, resupply you. You can do laundry and sleep in a bed, which has been incredible on this whole journey.
So are those supporters military affiliated, or they can be anybody?
It can be anybody. A lot of them are, military veterans themselves, but others are just wanting to, their way of thanking veterans and offering up their home and taking care of you while you're passing through their town.
The support. If you wanted to get more information about the Warrior Expedition, whether you are a combat veteran or somebody that would want to just support that, how would you do that?
So it's warriorexpeditions.org, O-R-G.
Okay.
So Warrior Expeditions.
There you go.
.org.
Okay.
So there's ways to donate there, or if you want to be a community supporter, or if you are a combat vet and you want to apply. They do 3 different things. They do the Warrior Hike, the Warrior Paddle, which is down the entirety of the Mississippi, and then the Warrior Bike, which is from coast to coast, Washington, D.C. to the Washington state coast.
Wow, that's awesome. You going to do any other expeditions with them?
I think I'm going to put in for the paddle.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then I also heard that the former hikers, like Warrior Expedition hikers, come out at the beginning of the hike for maybe the next year to help with the next crew.
Right. So for us, our class, we had 2 previous hikers. One was last year and one was 3 years ago that come out with us the first 4 days. There's one in the lead and then there's one in the back, just to make sure everybody's okay. We know how to use our equipment because we just received them, and just help mentor us and coach us along the way. But then, this year was the first time in 4 years, I think, since the pandemic that they have a hikers reunion. So like in Munson, Maine, they had a reunion this year. We just happened to come through at the same time they had this reunion, and they do a hike, and then the town comes together, and it's a great time over Labor Day weekend. It was 4 days for them, but a fellow hiker and I, we did 2 days there, and it was wonderful. So that community, again, that camaraderie you have with other veterans and everything is fantastic.
Wow, that's great. Turtle was telling me a little bit about that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much,
You're
and thank
welcome.
you again for your
Very
support.
nice meeting you. You bet.
And for your service.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks. Here's our resupply container. I got my bacon and I got Oreos. Oh. Back on the trail, it's 2:49. So we've been sitting for almost 2 hours, maybe even 2 hours, and at the Trail Magic. And I had 2 hot dogs, a Fluffernutter, 2 Gatorades, and Oreo cookies, the puffy ones. And then our resupply came and had a piece of pizza and a drink. I had 2 Gatorades, and I am ready to roll down the trail. I had my resupply. They included my bacon and my Oreos, so I'm super grateful for that. And now I have a full pack of food to get me to Katahdin. So the guy from Shaw's, I wish I could remember his trail name, super nice. He was telling us that he did a yo-yo a couple years ago, and that means he started in Georgia, hiked up to Maine, turned around and hiked back to Georgia, and he did it in 250 days. Started in February and ended in October. We are on day 167, and we still haven't made it to Katahdin one time. So he was a little faster than us. But we have 4.2 miles to get to our campsite. We're going to Antlers campsite tonight. And the gentleman zippers that I introduced you to with that video from Warrior Expeditions and Glitter, I can't remember her name. They are both going to be camping there as well, and she's also from Warrior Expeditions. So maybe I'll get lucky and be able to interview her. She would be the only female that I might have a chance to interview for Warrior Expeditions, which I think would be pretty cool. So, and I forgot to mention, we saw Solo at our lunch spot. She stayed for a couple minutes before she took off. She's gonna hike a little bit further than we are today, but we got a chance to see her one more time. I don't know if we'll get another chance to, but her goal is to summit right around the same time as we are. We just found out that it's supposed to rain on Saturday and Sunday and be nice on Monday. And Monday would be our summit day. So that would be super great and an awesome blessing to be able to have that weather work out for us. But I'm gonna start moving a little bit faster here, and we're walking along a creek so we get the nice sounds of the water. But I will tune in with you guys soon. We think the last water crossing for the day. We've made it to the Antlers campsite, and so now I just got to figure out where those two went. Because I had to go to the privy. Figure out where our tent site is. We got these rock walkway here. I heard the voices, so it came from this direction. Okay. We're right on this beautiful, beautiful lake. Here is my resupply that I just picked up. And so those are mashed potatoes. And Shaw's Hostel was kind enough to pack me out some bacon so I can add that to it. I have tortillas to add to my chicken salad and may even add a little bit of bacon to that. My Element, which is my hydration, my electrolytes, and then I eat one of these each morning for breakfast, and so I have extra. And then all the rest of it is snacks. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snacks. And then one of those Snicker bars is going to be for the summit of Katahdin. So that is my resupply until I get to Baxter State Park. There is the beautiful lake that I'm going to go see if I can watch the sunset on. But here is our setup, and we have a lake surrounding us. What a great campsite for the night. I'm going to come out here and socialize with some of these people that are out here already set up. I am so excited because I finally found a female who is on the Warrior Expedition crew. And so tell us what your trail name is.
My trail name is Lady Glitter Sparkles.
And how did you get that name?
My nieces gave it to me.
Aww.
So if you haven't seen the first Trolls movie, that's where it comes from.
Okay. All right. So how did you find out about this organization?
I was just retired from the Army at the beginning of... I started my leave at the beginning of March, or end of March. And I had worked at the survival school with another contractor who I told him I wanted to do the Appalachian Trail hike when I got out of the Army, obviously because you can't do it while you're in. And he told me about Warrior Expeditions, which it's a huge game changer for this hike. So
Right.
I was really happy he told me about it. I did some research and I put in an application last year.
Right. And then how many other women, because I really, there's only one other woman that I've seen out here from Warrior Expedition. Do you know how many of them?
This year, every year it varies, but this year there were 3, including myself.
Wow.
And one of them is just, she's a really amazing woman who does ultra marathons, and she's already done.
Right.
And the other one was doing it with her husband, and she was behind us. I'm not really sure where she's at now.
Gotcha. So how's your trail? How's your hike been going?
Uh, it's a relationship, really. So you have good days and bad days. But you know, towards the end, I think all you remember are the good ones.
Gotcha.
But somewhere in the middle, when it got really hot, it was rough. It got really hard to just keep
Right.
going with the
During the
same
heat
sense.
advisory when it was super hot.
Yeah,
Pennsylvania,
it was
right?
really hard to find the motivation.
Yeah, for sure.
Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, New York,
Right. Were
even
you in the roller
Connecticut.
coaster during the heat wave?
I was in the
We were
roller
too.
coaster when the heat wave first kicked off,
Yep.
and that was miserable.
Yeah.
But you know, it was still overall just a really, really amazing adventure.
Gotcha. What are some of the advantages of being a part of the Warrior Expedition?
I would definitely say it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Not only do you have the support network along the entire trail, but you have the other hikers out there too. And I've been doing the majority of my hike with at least one of another Warrior Expeditions hiker this year, and we share a lot of commonalities. So it's like as soon as you start the trail, you have this whole group of friends
Right.
that you didn't even know you had.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
it's really awesome opportunity experience that I'm
Right.
super grateful for.
Right. I know that, and I said this when I was talking to Zipper. At the beginning, you have a couple veterans that did it last year or in the past that come out and help you guys.
They do, yeah, volunteer hikers.
Right.
The first 4 days we all do together as a group, and kind of learn the gear and how to navigate the trail and such. And we have two veteran hikers from any one of the previous years one will take the front of the group and one will take the back. And they're constantly hitting us with pro tips. They're like, "Hey, here's a nice pro tip for you." And
Gotcha.
that's awesome.
Did you go to the reunion this year?
I did.
How was that?
It was absolutely just such an amazing experience.
Right.
Not only to meet previous Warrior Expeditions hikers, but also to engage with the people who have been helping us get here, who get our gear, who coordinate with supporters, and of course the company's founder,
Right.
Sean. So it was just a really amazing experience, and they set up a lot of fun activities,
Right.
from crafting to lunches.
Wow. It was 4 days long, right?
It was
I
4 days long. I was only there for a day and a half.
Right.
But it was a really good time, and I hope next year I'm able to go. And
That's what I was just going to ask you. Will you go back as a alumni?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
I'll stay the whole 4 days too.
Gotcha. That's awesome. If you could speak to any of potential combat vets that would be interested in something like this, what would you say to them?
I would say definitely don't hesitate if this is something that you dream of doing. I would say it's a life-changing experience, and if there's an easy way to do the AT, it's through Warrior Expeditions. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have to walk the miles,
Right.
but
You got to do the work.
it means a lot of the relationships, they're already there waiting for you. You know, they're established already. So
And have you come across any other vets that are doing the trail that you feel like have benefited through the experience, like with the other assistance that you guys get? Because I know that they have like writing prompts for you guys and things like that for people that want to use it. Have you come across anybody?
Well, I guess like today there was Trail Magic in the 100-mile wilderness,
Right.
and they came out because we texted them. And we were
Right.
like, "Hey, we're gonna be here at this time and this day," and you know they came out and they gave Trail Magic to all the hikers. That were
Right.
hiking
And he
by.
was a former Warrior Expedition through hiker.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
That's pretty cool.
2019.
Right.
Ron hiked it.
Yeah, I saw the big tattoo on his leg. I took a picture, so I'll share it.
Yeah, I'd like to get a copy of that too.
Yeah,
It's a
I'll
pretty
send
cool
it to
tattoo.
you. Yeah.
But yeah, I've come across other people who didn't know about the program, And we've told them about other programs that they offer, such as the paddle or the bike across
Right.
the United States. So, you know, it doesn't mean just because they didn't get funded for this
Right.
particular hike that they can't apply for future
Right.
adventures.
Yeah, I think at the very beginning when I started hiking, I feel like the biggest concentration of people weren't necessarily from Warrior Expedition, but a lot of them were former military.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of former military people out here on the trail. So, like I told you, my brother is retired military. He didn't know about this, but I bet you, when he talks to other people, he'll let them know that. So,
Absolutely.
I think the word needs to get out more. And so hopefully people that see some of these interviews will spread the word and share it with other people that might be able to benefit from that. So
Yeah, and I think I just got lucky. I just
yeah.
happened to tell somebody I wanted to do the AT
Yeah.
that knew about the program.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations and good luck.
thank you.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to close out for today. Thank you so much for watching. It was a great day. We got to camp early enough to be able to set up and enjoy ourselves. We were able to sit by this lake and we had a great time. I thought we were done with mountains, but we have another one tomorrow. So that didn't quite happen the way I thought it was going to. So we have one more mountain to climb tomorrow before we hit Katahdin. And then we will be cruising into Aball Bridge. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow and I'll see you on the trail. Hope you all had a great day. Thank you so much for all of your support. We are almost finished with this journey, and so we're going to go at it strong. So bye. Talk to you later. Peace out.